What's up YouTube? Mike here from FilterGrade again, and today I'm going to be showing you how I create Lomo light leak effects in Photoshop. I'm using this image I got of my buddy Shiva the other day while we were flying drones, and I'm going to start off by adding a instant film effect from PSD Film. They make some amazing film emulation actions, and I love to use them as a starting point. And then I'll put the light leak on top after, or like the Lomo effect. And so I'm going to show you a few different techniques, but first, real quick, I'm just going to show you guys PSD Film so you can take a peek at it. It's a really cool store of Photoshop actions that emulate film effects. And so they have a bundle and all that. I am going to be using the instant film for this product, so I'll just show you it real quick, like what the effects look like. But it includes 32 films, which is quite a lot. And that's a really nice, instant film looks. So you can get those on PSD Film or on FilterGrade. I'll leave the links in the description. But in the meantime, let me show you how they work. You have to apply the lab first, and then the film. And then once everything is applied, now I'm going to develop all the films on this specific pack, Instant Film 1. Okay, so once they're applied in the History tab, this is how you view them. I'm not going to use a black and white effect for this because it'll be harder to see the light leak, but I'm going to go with one of these effects. I think they're all pretty cool. I really like this effect, so I'm going to stick with this, the Polaroid Polychrome. All right, we have it applied. You can also adjust, like if the effect is too high, you could turn it down to like 50%. That way you still get a tint, but it's not fully. I'm going to do like 85. I want it to be strong. Okay, so now we have the effect applied. You can close this. You don't necessarily need it anymore. To make a Lomo or a light leak effect, we're going to go here in the adjustment layers. And the first one that I'll usually do is some type of a gradient. Now, for this, it's when I'm doing actions that I need it to be a gradient. If you're not making an action, then technically it could just be a, it could just be a different color. Or a different effect. You could apply it with a brush, you could apply it with a solid layer. There's all different ways, but when you're making actions, you're kind of limited by the adjustment layers. So I'm familiar there, so I like this style, so I'll show you this first, and then I'll show you a few other techniques. But for this, you have your gradient. You want to make sure it's opacity of 0 on both sides so that you get this line in the middle. Now, the actual color of the light leak will depend on these two colors you choose down here. I usually like a red-orange effect, kind of similar to like a sun flare, and so I'm just going to play around with that. And you can also layer in colors here if you wanted it to be like really vibrant and layered and kind of changing. I personally like the way this looks, so I'm going to leave it there. Click OK. Then you might want to adjust the angle. For this one, let's have it, kind of over there. You can also drag where the light leak is. So you have a lot of flexibility, even though it is still a gradient and it's kind of aligned. You can also turn the align with layer off if you want it to be thinner, or, there's all kinds of options. And so I'm going to leave mine a little wide. Click OK, and then double click the gradient fill. And then you're going to choose screen. Screen is one way to do a light leak. As you can see, it's a little too bright there. There's also lighten, which will change the effect. So essentially, it's up to you at this point of like what you want your effect to look like. Oftentimes, I do lighten or screen. You can also do soft light, overlay, exclusion. There's so many options. Typically, screen looks the best. And then, we can play around with the gradient after the fact to see like, oh, does it look better here? Okay, so I like that look, so I'm going to save it. And that's pretty much it for how to apply a Lomo light leak look with a gradient. But as you can see, it's a little limited by the fact that you're on this kind of line. And so I'm going to delete that. Actually, no, I'm going to put this into a group. And then let me duplicate this. I'm going to put it into a group so we have the first effect saved. That way we can revisit it and see how it looks. Now I'm going to show you how to do it with just a brush. So I guess I'm going to honestly leave the Photoshop action outside of that group. That way so as you can see, it actually looks different with the effect above or below. So you can play around with actions and things like that. I'm going to leave that on, but I'm going to leave the light leak off. And now we still have that film, Polaroid instant film look, but we're going to apply our Lomo effect. And so again, make sure you made a new layer, click the plus button in your layers panel. Once you have an empty layer, go to brushes. Make sure the size is good. I'm going to go with like 300 pixels, maybe even 400 for this. That way I can really like paint on there, and I would turn the hardness down to 0 and just use your standard, general brush to start. You could use other brushes, but we're really just painting light on the screen. I'm going to bump it up a little more. I know you can't see my keyboard, but if you click the bracket buttons, it resizes your brush, so you can do that quickly instead of changing the scale. Okay, let's see what, I'm going to do a cool blue light leak for this one. So I chose my color, I have my brush, and now I'm just going to paint on kind of where I want that light leak to show up. And what you can do is if you want like smaller streaks or different like looks, you can change the size of your brush and really play with it and see what happens. I know it looks crazy right now, but after we apply screen, you're going to get more. And so obviously, again, it doesn't look great because of the sizing. So there's a few different things you can do here. First and foremost, always you have the ability to just play with brushes and erasers. And so now you can see like we're getting kind of a spotty light leak effect as opposed to necessarily one light hit. And sometimes depending on the design or project, I'll do this all over the canvas or all over the photo and then erase where I don't like the look. And so as you can see now, we got just some small light hits. And what we can do to add more depth to this is duplicate that or create a new adjustment or like just plain layer, empty layer. Pick a lighter blue, maybe make it a tad tinier, and then just build around the same places. Hit screen again. Actually, let's try a different effect this time. Let's try color dodge because it looks kind of crazier. And then simply erase all the spots that you don't want to show anymore. And so I really like the way that the effect is showing over here on the screen, especially around his face and hat. And so I'm going to leave that. You can merge these layers if you haven't done anything specific, but since there's a color dodge on this one and a screen on this one, I'm going to leave them separate. And I think that's good for light leak 2. So just add it to a group, light leak number 2. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you one more technique for adding light leaks. This is a bit more of a traditional style that a lot of people have probably used. You'll see it with video editing. What you want to do is go to a place where you can get free assets. My favorite site is Unsplash. They have millions and millions of free images. And then get creative searching for something that you could overlay. It doesn't like your native thought is going to be like search light leak. And you can definitely do that. Then I always want to filter by free and then just grab something. And so we could play around with any of these. These are all going to look great too, but it's already a light leak. It's a common term, it's kind of a known thing, and it's going to have a predetermined effect. Something that often will be cooler is to like apply different light effects on top. So maybe we'll search Lomo and see if anything else comes up. Or even like looking at the mountains and the air. Let's try that. And let's get something really vibrant and light. Let's see. You want to typically choose a darker image that has some type of light exposure so you can play with it. So let's try this one. I can't guarantee that it will work, but let's give it a shot. Shout out to Bailey Zindel for this awesome photo. Okay, so then you click Control O, open that image up, and then drag it in over your previous image. All right, this is a different color profile, no big deal. Okay, this is a little bit smaller That's honestly okay. Typically, like the blurriness won't really matter. If you need the full size, you can do that. And now we're going to try it out with screen. As you can see, it looks pretty crazy. It's not necessarily a light leak effect in the same regard. Almost more of a double exposure look. And so in that instance, what part do we really want? I'm going to erase a lot of this image and just leave kind of the parts that look sick to me and like that I want to add to my effect. And so that light with the mountain looks really cool. And then you can just kind of drag this around. And as you can see, there's some details you got to polish off and make look better, but there's all kinds of different things you can do here. You know, you can twist this and you can really apply this with any image, like theoretically, and just playing with the blend modes. And so this doesn't work like amazingly. It's kind of a cool look. It's like some different texture on his shoulder, but I don't love that. So let's go back to Unsplash. Let's find something more interesting. Another cool thing to look up is glass texture. Glass textures tend to be really cool when it comes to overlaying. So let's play around with a couple. It was a super frigid day, so this is like kind of a cool, I think, thing we could do here. I don't know if that downloaded. There we go. All right. So we have this glass texture, drag it over to our original file, and then resize it to fit kind of where you want. I'm going to put it there. And now let's see how this looks. Again, soft light or screen doesn't always work. For this one, I personally like, this is a little different than a light leak or a Lomo effect, but I love the way this texture looks over him. So I'm going to do a quick job to erase this. This isn't like how hard I would go if it was a final project, but really just erase anywhere that's not kind of like his face or profile, just to add like a cool glass effect to this image. And so you shrink that brush when you get closer, that way you can preserve some of the texture. And there we go. And again, it's not perfect. This is kind of a quick way to show it on the fly, but there's so many things you can then do with this layer in terms of like changing the contrast, changing other things. You could make this a smart object. And then within here, you can really adjust that image, meaning like this effect directly, so that you can get like exactly what you want. So now that we added the curves, it's got like a much sharper kind of light look. And then we could even change these on the other end. And you have a whole new texture. And again, I don't think this is personally the best effect, and it's a little broad from light leaks, so I'm going to delete it. But let's go back to that glass textures, and let's find one that's a little bit better fit for our needs. We want something that's glass texture with like bright light. So I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try that keyword. This looks really cool, this like glass effect. So again, we're really just playing around with things. That's the beauty of Photoshop and the blend modes, is that you can try things, you can overlay them, and then see, hey, like, is this an effect that will fit my image or not? So for this one, I want to just kind of match the light coming in from the top right with these. And let's see, how it looks once we apply a screen. Now we got to make it bigger so it looks more fitting to the image. I don't want that iPhone in there, so we're going to scale that out. And then what we're going to do is erase some of the details that just don't seem to fit as well. So like you can kind of see things here. Obviously you want it to be natural and a large eraser so that you don't have these like awkward lines. And so as you can see, now we have a beautiful light leak effect all over the screen just from an image that we pulled on Unsplash. And so, you can mess around with it how you want. I personally like this look from the side. I think there's a few details like I'd spend more time cleaning up again for a polished project, but it's really dependent on, your needs. But again, all you have to do with this third technique is essentially download a cool image, whether it's a stock photo, free photo, one of your own. Even like you can shoot photos knowing what you're going to do with them. Bring it into Photoshop and then change the blend mode to one of, the many. I typically will stick with like overlay, soft light, screen, lighten, depending on the needs. For this one, screen looks great. It has that natural orange tone. As you can see, it's a little blurry, but it's no big deal. You can play around with those things. And then one final thing to show you while we recap everything else. So here's all of our light leaks again. Number 1, number 2, number 3. If you, remember, I applied an action in the beginning. You could do this on just a flat image, but if you want to play around with the effect, drag that under your Photoshop action. And as you can see, it gives it more texture, a filmic look. And now I'm going to try dragging light leak 2 under. So you can see it gets just a little more like burnt, noisy look. And now, number 3, we bring it under. Oops. And there we go. And so now it has just a slightly darker, deeper texture. So we have our last effects. One final tip I want to show you before we wrap up. If you find that your effect is like this third one, where you get a little bit of like blurriness from scaling the image, something you can try. It's not guaranteed to work, but you can always play with blurring a light leak. So you can't do it to the layer, or to the group, but to the layer, click it, and then go up to filter, blur, and then you could start with either blur or Gaussian blur. I usually use a Gaussian blur, and it can change from like virtually nothing to like very blurry, where you're basically just getting these light hits. And so I'm going to try 10. It's pretty significant. But now, as you can see, you get a much softer light hit. And so this really looks like a light leak. Coming from this image, we overlay it, play around with it a little bit, erase some parts, and then blur it, and you have your final light leak that ends up looking like this. And I personally think that's a really cool effect, and it's a different way to make light leaks in Photoshop if you don't always want to make adjustment layers or use a brush to draw on your image. And so here's the final effects again, and thank you so much for watching. If you have questions about playing around with Photoshop, layer styles, adjustment layers, or adding light leaks and Lomo effects, leave a comment below. We also have a bunch of cool light leaks on the FilterGrade marketplace, so be sure to check it out. Thanks. Peace.